I sincerely apologize that I didn't do a live cues last week. We were out of town and I was really, really run down, and all week I was kind of a little bit stressed that I hadn't done it, and then I thought to myself, you know what? I'll do one next week. I'll just skip this week and just carry on next week, because that's how life is sometimes. So today I'm going to talk about your song and about this tribe called the Himba tribe in Africa. And I think this is the most beautiful story ever. Let me show you what I'm going to use first before I start blabbing. I got these new stencils. They call them pattern party masks from Stampin' Up. I saw them on a blog and they were so cool. And there's 3 of them in a package. And there's this one. That's what I want to use. And then there's clouds. And like these bricks. And the last one is kind of a diamond shape. But they're very, very nice stencils. But I'm going to use that medallion looking one, this guy, right here. And then Stampin' Up! Came up with some embossing paste, which is very cool. So I'm going to try this with, it's just white in here. It looks just like, you know, Mod Podge or any other kind of, like a paste. And I'm going to mix this with maybe, I don't know what color. Maybe an orangey color. And then I'm going to do it on this. And they say to work really fast because apparently it dries really fast. So I've got to tape this with my phone because I cannot locate the charger or the disc that goes in my camera for my camera. So this is craziness. But I don't want to wait any longer to do this video. So we'll just do it. We'll just work with what we have for today. So I'm going to go ahead and go mix that real quick. So you can see what the paste looks like there. And I'm just mixing it with this yellow ink that was on my desk. Oh, sorry, you can't even see that. Artist color inks. Richard's had these for like 40, 50 years, those inks. And I just borrowed some. Look how pretty Daddy is. So I think I'm going to make it like a medallion to be more like a sun, I guess. All right. So here we go. I'm just going to put it in the middle of the page just because I want to. No reason. So you know, guys know how this works. Now I'm holding the stencil down with my left hand because, oh shoot. You know what? Let me go and do this. And this is a very thin coverage, but because it's art journaling, it doesn't matter to me. But, you know, I only had that much and I didn't really feel like mixing some more. So let's just lift up this party mask, as they call it. I call it a stencil, but let's see what we got under here. I'm sure it's going to be pretty. Ooh, lovely. Isn't that nice? And then it says to wash these off immediately, so I'll go do that. So this cleaned up like a charm beautifully. So I just put a load in the wash while I was washing that off. And this is 100% dry. I didn't use my heat gun or anything. It just dried beautifully, even that little blobby part. It's all dry. That's kind of neat, hey? Kind of like this. So that's the new Stampin' Up! Embossing paste. I'm not sponsored, but just thought when I try something new and I think it's awesome, well, I'll let you guys know so you can go try it too. So it's like Stampin' Up! Is getting up in the game with mixed media. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I was telling you about this tribe. They are called the Himba tribe, and they're one of the few tribes that counts the date the baby's birthday is from, not from the day they conceived it, but from when the mother decides it's time to have a child. So what she does is she goes out into the hills or the forest, well, it wouldn't be the forest, the desert, the hills, and she sits and she waits until she hears the song of her child. She learns that song, she comes back, she teaches it to her spouse. while they are in the process of conceiving their baby, they are both singing the song. Then when the baby's born, they sing that song. On the baby's important dates, you know, birthdays, puberty rites, they sing that song. If the child has done something wrong, or as an adult does something wrong, the whole community knows his or her song, and they sing it to that person to remind them that they're loved. And when they die, they all sing that person's song. I just thought that was so beautiful, and I think we should all try and find our song. We should find our song and teach it to other people. I just think it's awesome. I think it's beautiful. So anyway, this is all about finding your song. So I am going to next, I'm going to collage this music note stuff down somewhere. Okay, so can you see where I spread it very thinly on there? Can you see that? I like that look, especially for art journaling. So it hasn't come off yet. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with some Distress inks and Distress Oxide ink from Ranger, Tim Holtz stuff. Oh, I think I have the Distress Oxide one on the, or this one. So I just want to make my sun more glowy. And then I'm going to play around with water, and I want to see what, how this stuff, I'm saying a lot, how this paste responds to water when you spray it after. That's pretty, isn't it, guys? I want to make sure we leave some of the yellow in there, though. But that is beautiful. Looks like a glowing ball of fire. Just put a bit over there. And then I'm going to just bring it down here just to kind of continue it, a little bit of continuance. You know, this table, look at this mess. No wonder I can't find my plug. Seriously. So now I'm going to go on to the zinc oxide. That one was called Ripe Pernissen. This one is a distress ink and one is a distress oxide. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know the difference. I don't get it. But whatever. They're fun. So this is the Distressed Oxide Spice Marmalade. I like, it's creamier looking in the on the stamp pad. It's just a different consistency. Ooh, that is gorgeous. And the yellow is, funnily enough, managing to stay on top. Can you see that? So even if I do the whole thing with this ball of fire, the yellow is still, I think because this one has a lot of yellow in it. Very needy. Not needy, but neat-y. And then if I want to, I could take a baby wipe and just go in and wipe off some of the... No, I think it's better with it on. So I'm just going to spray it with some water and see how it looks. It's funny doing this by holding my arm up. I'm doing this page literally one-handed because I can't find my stuff. Okay, so let's get some action going on here, and let's just wait and see what happens. It's one thing about these Tim Holtz inks. They're so reactive to so many things, and I love it. This is looking kind of neat. So I'll be back. How this turned out. Look at this, guys. Look at the texture in here. It's so fun. To me, this is the whole fun of doing life cues, because for me, I'm committed to do one every week, even if I don't get around to it every week. But you know what I mean? I'm committed to do it, and it's actually a commitment to sit down and play with art. Love, love, love. So now I'm going to take this blue one. What's it called? I think it's Salty Ocean. No, Broken China. And I'm going to put it all around. And I might put a bit of... No, I don't want a rainbow. I'll put the other Salty Ocean on the bottom. Yeah, they're very similar, but let's just see what happens with those colors. They look so the same, don't they? Let's see. Oh no, see, this is a lighter turquoise and that's much deeper. Okay. You know what I love about these Distress inks is they pick up the imperfections that are already on this page. Obviously there was some Mod Podge or glue or something on this page previously before I've even added water to it. So, but look how gorgeous this looks. Oh, I love it. I love it. So then we're going to do our water spray thing and wait. I have to make sure I put the right one on the right blue because they're so similar. There. And wait and see for what kind of reaction we're going to get. This is my favorite part of Distress Inks. It really is. There. I am loving this. Look at the texture. Look at the interesting background. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, if I do say so myself, even though I had nothing to do with it. It's the products. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stamp. It's an Inkadinkado birdie stamp. And we're going to ink this puppy up, and I'm going to stamp it right down here in this bottom corner. Lovely stamp, because they're realistic birds. That's what I like. So in the upper corner here, I'm going to just stamp Sweet Songbird right there. And a bit more faded, but that's just fine. I like that. Then I want to write, you know, in some script that's almost illegible. Yeah, I'll use this pen, this medium Pitt pen. And I want to just write around the kind of the shape of the sun here, inspired by the Himba tribe. But I want it almost, you know, that script that you almost can't tell what it says. Inspired by... so it's almost like messy script, you know? Like that. Yeah. Very nice. Computer and American typewriter, so they mimic like you type them, but they're much larger because my typewriter over here doesn't type that large of a font, although I love my typewriter. And so I've got Find Your Song, Learn Your Song, Sing Your Song. So I'm going to put them on the center part here, but I'm going to ink all around them first. Inked up my old Stampin' Around wheel. This one has music notes. See, I tried it out there. So I'm just going to kind of take it through randomly. Throughout. Just, you know, it's kind of hard to decide where to go with this. See, a little more ink. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just ink around my pages a bit with, I'm going to use StazOn. Not StazOn, I'm sorry, Distress Ink. And I'm just going to ink around the pages just to ground it. I'm going to use the black soot just to kind of ground it, because this is all about being grounded. So here is my finished song, inspired by the Himba tribe. I just think it's beautiful that the mother goes to find the song, learns the song, and then sings your song. And I think for us, this speaks to finding your voice, letting people know who you really are. Don't put on false fronts. Like, if you don't feel well, you don't feel well. If you don't agree with someone, you don't have to agree with them. It's okay to agree to disagree. And then you go home and you feel bad because, you know what I mean? Like, you go home and you say, well, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't agree with that, or Be you, do you. Walk your path with truth and be honorable in doing so. Set examples, set good examples for people so they can judge you, they can criticize you, but at the end of the day, when they look at you, they're looking at someone that's a virtuous person, so they can't keep trashing you. You know, be a good person. It's so simple. Find your song, learn your song, sing your song. Say no if you need to say no. Don't always say yes because you think somebody won't like you. No, say no. It's okay. They're still gonna like you. These are things I've learned over my years of being older. Take it from old wise women. We know. So, there's a stamp of the Sweet Bird song. So impressed with this background texture with the Distress inks and the other ink of, what is it called? The Distress Oxide and the Distress ink, sorry. But so pretty. Love the music in the background, the little pieces of music that are just blended in there. Love this stamp, it's gorgeous. I put the date here, June 23rd, and it says inspired by the Himba tribe right there. Find your song, learn your song, most importantly, sing your song. And this mold by Stamp It Up is very cool. If you get a chance to get the paste and those 4 molds, they were really reasonable and they're kind of fun, especially if you've never done stenciling before. It's so easy. So anyway, that's my page. I hope you like it. I apologize sincerely for skipping a week, but it just wasn't meant to be. So here we go. Hope you guys like this page, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.